All right. So welcome. This is Josh Berman from the Berman Investment Group, coming to you tonight to talk about Daisy and the new exciting developments and information regarding Daisy. But before we get started, I got to get the disclaimer stuff out of the way. I am not a licensed financial advisor, certified financial planner. And as any of you that were on last night, I am not an IT expert as either. I am a longtime entrepreneur, one main business and some other side businesses throughout the years, and also been a big investor for a while. And over the last couple of years, got really involved in the cryptocurrency, Forex, and all other alternative passive investments. I've always had a knack for research, vetting opportunities, and testing opportunities, as well as learning how to maximize different individual platforms and how to kind of work them off of each other. Where to make some good money and then where else to kind of spread it out. So organically, this group of mine that's now about 500 people strong has just grown from people just wanting to find good opportunities to invest in, and I do have to say that a lot of it has to do with my I could call them family, my family members, my group members, because I really have an incredible group of people that all really work together to help each other work through problems, give advice, share their testimonials, and really all work together to try and achieve, the ultimate goal of financial freedom. So everybody, please, do your own research, do your own vetting, do your own testing. And of course, always invest what you can afford to lose. Don't be using your bill money or your money for your kids or anything like that. This should be your extra money that you would use for splurging, that you would use for, going out to dinners and traveling and things like that. That's what I suggest, using that money to make you more money, so that maybe you skip one trip now, but it'll make you enough money that you can take trips for the rest of your life. So that's my plan, and that's what I hope you guys are trying to achieve as well. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump right in. As I mentioned at the beginning, it looked like a couple people were still connecting. It is a little bit of a smaller crowd than I'm used to tonight, and it looks like all people that are in Daisy, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, someone please say something in the chat. That actually makes me happy, because then I can skip through the whole presentation and not waste everyone's time with the presentation and the initial, whole information on Daisy. So I will just talk about the opportunity in general, how I've always felt about it from the beginning of Daisy, and how excited I am with the new developments as they move into phase 2. So for those of you that have been with me for a while, which I know a few of you have, Daisy, from the very beginning, I've been telling people, do not sleep on Daisy. This is a game changer. Not only is this platform going to be made that's going to be able to do a lot of other things, but the very first phase itself, Endotech, is incredible. Endotech is mind-blowingly impressive in terms of their AI technology. I invest not only with Daisy, where Eric and I, my partner in Daisy, are currently at tier 9, $50,000. But I also invest with Endotech directly through, well, I guess indirectly, through iGenius, which is the only way to really invest with them if you don't have $1 million that you're investing. And they have been performing incredible. And for those of you that are in Daisy, you know that when we had that crazy crypto day, and we're still pretty low right now, where everything took a huge dip. Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty much everything out there other than some a few altcoins. Daisy trading at that point was up just under 50%, which is incredibly impressive. This company knows the AI technology is top notch. They've been a leader in their field for many, many years. And last year alone, they made for their institutional clients somewhere between 300% and 1,500% over the course of a year. And the only reason why the people who made only 300 or 400% was because they got excited when they made 300 or 400%. They pulled out their money, and the people who hung in there and kept their money and their earnings in there and compounded it automatically by just leaving it in there ended up with a 1,500% earnings throughout the year. And actually, it wasn't even a full year, to be honest. So in terms of Daisy as a whole and what's been going on with Endotech, it's been incredible. Obviously, if you need to pull out money, do it. But if you don't, I highly recommend leaving it in there. You will get the most percentage return, the highest percentage return by leaving your money in there and letting it compound. Daisy is not like some of these other platforms in terms of being, really short-term earnings, even though we're all making good money right now. This is not like MarketBot or Hyperfund or any of these other copy pro traders even, where you make profit now, you pull it out whenever you want to, and then just keep riding it. Daisy is meant to be a long-term strategy. So you really should be staying in it for, in my opinion, a year to a year and a half before you really even consider taking that money, those earnings out, unless, of course, you need it urgently for something that came up in your life. And that's how you will see the highest returns. I do know people who have already pulled out some earnings, and you can see the difference in the percentages of what we're up versus what they're up because of pulling that money out and not having as much money in there compounding. So I've said this many, many times during my call yesterday, during a lot of other opportunities, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Okay. It is really, truly unbelievably powerful on when you leave your money in, how much more money you can make. I mean, just looking at my account alone, we're at the $50,000 level. But because I left my money in there, I have somewhere around 68 to 70 something $1,000s in there right now. So clearly when they're making whatever percentage they're making, if I was only making that on the amount of money that was in trading without my earnings, it would be a lot less than the compounding ability. And obviously the money that you're making in earnings, unlike your initial investment, is not being split between your the matrix, and stock equity and referral comp plan and all that, and the trading. All the money made in trading stays in trading, so it becomes even more powerful. So I highly recommend that in terms of phase one, in terms of Endotech, that you just forget about that money for a while and let that company work. And it's also something that you really shouldn't watch day to day, in my opinion. Most of these opportunities, I check in multiple times throughout the day, see how I'm doing, reinvest earnings, withdraw earnings, etc. Daisy is one of those things that it's going to go up, it's going to go down. We should never be, if you don't take out money, we should never be in the negative ever again. We saw some of that quickly at the beginning, but we will see some dips. That's all the more reason to, one, not check so often, and two, to leave the money in. I noticed some people were, when they saw a little bit of a dip in Daisy, they started to pull money out. That's the worst time to pull money out because they're trying to recoup some earnings, but now you're pulling out and now you have even less in there. So again, I highly recommend that you just look at this as a long-term opportunity with the Endotech trading, and look at Daisy as a huge opportunity because it's not just this Endotech trading, and that will lead us into this phase two, which is the Daisy token and the Daisy DeFi launchpad. This is unreal. I will be honest with you. As we all know, the Daisy folks, the Daisy leaders all get very excited about Daisy, and they're always hyping up the calls and how there's going to be big news on the calls. And sometimes it's exciting news about extending, the Pacesetter gold deadlines and all of that stuff. But sometimes it's not that exciting. When they were hyping this up, before we knew what it was, I was like, what are these guys up to? Because they are really hyping it up. And when I was on that call, when I got off that call, I was more hyped than Jeremy was. And I'm not even going to lie to you. And you know how hyped Jeremy gets if you've ever been on those calls, because it is really incredibly, incredibly mind-blowing opportunity. So, and thank God we're all in from the beginning, because we now have this opportunity to be part of, of this next phase. So first couple things before we move into that, just in terms of dates and deadlines. So for anybody who has been in for a while and your 30 days is already up and you got the Pacesetter extended timeline, that will expire on June 12th, which is just 3 days away at 11:59 UTC time, which is 6:59 Eastern, 5:59 Central, 4:59 Mountain, and 3:59 Pacific. So you have until then to hit your hopefully Pacesetter Gold, and if not, for whatever level generation you're going to get, you have till then to hit that generation, and then when that expires, they will bump you up one more generation. So that is definitely something that you want to do. If you've joined recently and you're still in the 30 days, then that doesn't apply to you. You still get your full 30 days like everybody else. In terms of the Daisy token, so there's a few things regarding the Daisy token. First, when you for those of you who want to be a part of, and everybody should want to be a part of, this spillover pool. Okay. Maybe you can't make it to the Pacesetter Gold to be part of that pool, but everybody, and I mean literally everybody, should be able to get to this spillover pool. The requirements are only 4 people and a total of $1,000. So that is really one person at level 3 and 3 people at level 1. So it's one person who puts in $700 and it's 3 people who put in $100, or any combination of that. It could be 2 people who put in 600, or 3 people who put in $300 at level 2, and one person who puts in $100. It is a very, very, very achievable thing for everybody. And I hope that everybody in my group and everybody who's watching this on the replay is at least trying to get their one share of that pool. And don't stop there. If you can bring in 8 people and $2,000 worth, you'll get 2 shares of that pool, which is even better. And 2 shares of the pool gets you twice as much as a lot of people in the pool. So they are going to allocate a lot of Daisy tokens as well as other tokens down the road to that pool. So it's very, very important that you guys really shoot to do that, because it will bring you extra money guaranteed. And then as of July 1 will be the first time that we are able to purchase Daisy tokens. Now, why is this so exciting? I'll tell you why this is so exciting. Number one, the Daisy token itself on July 1st to anybody in Daisy. Okay. So to anybody in Daisy, July 1st, we will have access to be able to purchase tokens, Daisy tokens, at 10 cents. Why is that amazing? Because when it launches to the public on, I believe, August 1st, it'll open up at $5. Do the math. That is a 50 times increase at public launch. And the coin is expected to go from there to 10 to 15 to 50, etc. Why do they think that? One, Daisy's getting a lot of press, a lot of publicity, a lot of hype through social media. People are very excited about what's going on with Endotech and this new DeFi launchpad. But they're also setting it up to do well by the way that they're handling the staking, meaning that when August 1st comes and it launches to the public, nobody's able to just dump all of their tokens. Okay, I believe you'll be allowed somewhere within the first month, you'll be able to sell, if you want, about 5, maybe 10% of your tokens. Why are they doing this? They're doing this because the only way that tokens, coins, or even stocks go down is when people sell, when too many people sell. So by doing it in this way, they are ensuring that nobody can dump a bunch of coins just because they made 50 times their money. But the math is incredible, because even if you're only able to sell 5% and decide to sell 5%, because maybe you don't decide to sell 5%, you will make 2.5 times your money just from that 5%. So if you put in, I did the math earlier. So if you put in $1,500 in Daisy tokens, which is 15,000 Daisy tokens, on launch day, that'll be worth $75,000. If you are able to get rid of only 5% and you sell 5% of that, that'll be worth $37.50 in your pocket. So for something you paid $1,500 for, you now are getting 2.5 times the value, and you still own 95% of the tokens. That's incredible. Okay. As we know, it is being launched, or you may know, it is already up on I have CoinSwap on my mind, on coinmarketcap.com, which is one of the largest crypto sites in the world. It is being launched, not launched, but announced to the public at a huge conference that's taking place this weekend. It is a huge blockchain and cryptocurrency conference. Last year, 50,000 people attended this conference. There'd be speakers from huge companies like MetaMask and Aave and all these other companies who will be speaking at this thing. Jeremy, and one of the founders of the DeFi Launchpad will be speaking, Alex, as well. And it will be huge. They're putting in a big advertising and marketing campaign. They're running things through social media, and obviously all the leaders are excited about it, because not only is the coin itself going to do well by itself just because of everything with Daisy, but what's really exciting about this project is the DeFi Launchpad. So, before I get to that, the coin, which I don't even know another coin that does this, I understand will work on 3 different blockchains. It'll work on the Tron blockchain, it'll work on the Ethereum blockchain, and it'll work on the BNB, they call it the smart chain. So I don't know another token that does that. As we know from being in Daisy and Hyperfund and some other things, even USDT, which is a stable coin. There are different USDTs for different blockchains. There's a USDT ERC20 for the Ethereum blockchain and a TRC20 for the Tron blockchain. This coin will work on all 3 of those blockchains: Ethereum, Tron, and the BNB Binance Smart Chain. So that is incredible utility by itself. But now let's move on to the DeFi Launchpad. This part is unbelievably exciting. So why is this so exciting? They have created a platform where new big DeFi, which is the future of crypto, will be able to be launched. So companies, instead of just launching them on their own, are going to launch from the Daisy platform. Now, not only is this big for Daisy just in terms of these companies wanting to come here, there's already 3 projects that have been approved. Moving forward, I understand that the community will actually vote on them. They just approve these so that way we have ones that are coming. I understand one of these is from one of the biggest blockchain companies in the business already. So it's not even a new company. It's an existing big company in the space. And this is their new project, and they want to launch on Daisy. Now, in addition to just it being great that Daisy is being utilized in that way, why else is it so amazing? 2 main reasons. One, every time a company comes to Daisy and wants to launch on their DeFi Launchpad, they have to both buy Daisy tokens, a certain amount, just to apply. And they also have to provide their own coins to the Daisy community, which will be spread out amongst the community, both throughout the Pacesetter Gold, through the Spillover, and throughout the community itself. So that is just to apply. And then when they get approved, if and when they get approved by the committee who reviews it, and then the community who will approve it, once they get approved, they have to do that again. They have to then again buy Daisy tokens, provide tokens to the community for their platform, and all of that will be distributed to the community. And obviously, every time these companies are buying Daisy tokens, that's going to help the rise of the Daisy token. So they are putting a lot of things in place to ensure that not only is this going to launch at 50 times what we're getting it for if you get it at that 10%, but it's going to continue to grow from there. There will also be, let me back up a minute, in addition to the first launch, hopefully everyone gets in at the first launch on July 1st, which is 10 cents. I understand there will be 3 additional launches after that, I believe every week. They will go from 10 cents to 25 cents. I'm not sure if the next one is 50 or 75 cents, and the final one is $1. And then before the final, the public launch, there will be one, if there's any tokens left from those 4 launches. If there's not, then it's over. And then we go to public launch. But if there are tokens left from those that are allocated for those first 4 launches, they will provide that to people who want to get in and weren't able to get tokens or want to get more tokens. And let me state something about that I missed in my earlier thing. So how many tokens can you buy? You can buy tokens based upon your level. Okay. So again, this is by June 30th. So whatever level you are at in whatever tier you're at in Daisy by June 30th, you will be able to buy that many dollars worth of tokens. Okay. If it's at 10 cents, it'll be that with a 0, right? So if you're at 100, you will be able to buy 1,000 tokens at 10 cents. If you're at 300, you'll be able to buy 3,000 tokens at 10 cents. If you're at 1,500, you'll be able to buy 15,000 at 10 cents. So why is that important? Well, one, you're getting at least 5 times your money and likely more by the time you're able to cash all of it out. But there's a second part that's very important too. As these other companies come in addition to the coins that they're launching or that they give to Daisy and them buying Daisy tokens, they will also be offering a pre-launch buy opportunity like Daisy's doing for their coins. So for example, new project comes in, let's say this big blockchain company comes in, and let's say their coin's going to launch at $2. Well, as Daisy members, we're going to get access to that at 10 cents or 20 cents or 40 cents or 50 cents. It's going to change per project, but we're going to get first crack at it. It'll be before public launch, and it'll be guaranteed the lowest amount that they're selling for prior to launch and less than they're selling at public launch. So you really want to upgrade as much as you can while leaving money available to actually buy the tokens. If you're at the higher levels already, then great. You probably don't even need to upgrade. Just get as many tokens as you can. If you're at the lower levels, I would try and buy up to get to a little bit higher so that you can buy in as many Daisy tokens as you can. If you're at the 100 level, I think you'd probably want more than 1,000 tokens if you can, but try and get to that 300 or that 700 level. And if you're at that 300 or 700 level, try and push to that 1,500 level, because that 1,500 level will get you 15,000 tokens, which will be worth $75,000 at launch. $1,500 into $75,000 at launch. And obviously it just goes up from there. The $3,600 level, you'll have 36,000 tokens at $5. That is over that's $180,000 if I'm doing the math properly in my head. That is unbelievable. So that is unreal. So you can buy $3,600 worth of tokens, and 1 month later at launch, it'll be worth $180,000. That is mind-blowing numbers. And that does not account for the fact that it's expected and should almost be guaranteed to continue to go up because they're not letting people dump them. So people are going to be buying them, and and not a lot of people can be selling a lot of it. So it should continue to move. So when that goes to $10, that $3,600 investment is now worth $360,000. These are life-changing numbers. And this does not even account for the fact that these other token opportunities are going to come in. And we know, that there's a lot of DeFi opportunities out there, and there's a lot of really good ones, but sorting through them is not really the easiest. I'm not really someone who plays with a lot of altcoins because I don't really have time to do a lot of the research and figure out, which ones, because they launch 10, 15 of them every day, it feels like. This is going to help narrow it down and provide us with really good opportunities. And not that we all have to go into every single one of them, but we'll have a lot smaller base to look at. I'll have more time to be able to vet these opportunities, and you guys will have the opportunity to vet these opportunities, and we'll have the opportunity to buy in, at really low levels. And maybe we don't buy in as high as Daisy because we don't know what's going to happen at launch and all of that. But hey, if we can buy a token at 20 cents and it launches at $1 or $2, that's 5 or 10 times our money. So these are incredible, incredible opportunities. not only, and when we're thinking about the Daisy tokens that you buy, it not only obviously makes you 5 times your money, but, or excuse me, 50 times your money. But I also mentioned, I want to explain that it also will show you, it will determine how much you can buy into these other opportunities. So if you're at the lower levels and you only hold, let's say, 1,000 tokens, and then let's say you sell some of them to make some money, I don't know exactly how it's going to work in terms of how much you can buy. I don't know if it's the exact same amount that you can buy that dollar amount into the tokens, but I know that the level that you are in with the Daisy tokens will determine how much you can buy in, if you want to, into these other opportunities. And in terms of buying the tokens themselves, it works just like Daisy. You cannot buy random amounts. So you can't buy $5,000 worth. You buy at the same exact tiers as you bought into Daisy. So you don't have to buy up to your tier. So if you're at 6,300, it doesn't mean you have to buy $6,300 worth of tokens. It means you have to buy, if you're buying, you have to buy at one of the tiers up to and including that level. So you can buy 100, you can buy 300, you can buy 700, 1,500, 3,100, 6,300, and that would be it. So you can't just buy randomly 4,000 or 5,000 tokens. You would buy at the same exact tiers. So this is something that, just like Endotech, I believe will really live up to the hype. It shows it has the DeFi Launchpad has a lot of utility, which is what's very important in terms of coins doing well. So I think the DeFi Launchpad is going to help the Daisy coin, in addition to the whole Daisy community, in addition to the people who have to buy in addition to the public launch and advertising and marketing. I think the utility of the DeFi Launchpad is going to really help the Daisy token be successful. But I'm also really excited about these other opportunities because I think there's going to be some amazing ones that come in. And I don't know that I'll buy into everyone, but I will probably buy into most of them. And I might buy into everyone, maybe just at different levels. And as we know with these altcoins, some do okay, some do some do incredibly well, and some can do even better than Daisy, and could be something you buy into at $100 and could turn into 50 times your money. Or you buy in $1,000 and turns into 50 times your money. That's $50,000. Well, you wouldn't buy in 1,000 probably because of the way Daisy works, but 1,500 that turns into $75,000 or $150,000 or $300,000. Like, those numbers are really realistic. We've seen what happens if you watch the market at all with some of these coins. We're now going to have experts in this field vetting these opportunities for us, presenting these opportunities to us, and then giving us first right and first availability to get in and buy them at below market value. I am extremely excited. I am not going to be upgrading because I think I'm high enough at tier 9, but I can tell you that I am buying, and I'm not sure exactly what level yet, but I'm buying a nice amount in that main account. I have an account I share with my father as well. He's in a tier 7. We'll be buying a nice amount on that account. I have a couple others that I got for family members. We'll be maxing those out because they're at the lower levels. And because I really believe this is going to be a big opportunity. And I don't want to be that guy who said, damn, I went in it, at 3,100 instead of 6,300, or 6,300 instead of 12,000 something. And then 2 months later, this coin's at $10, $15. And don't get me wrong, if I went in at any level and it's at $10, $15, I'm going to be pretty happy. But if I went in lower and saved $1,000 or $3,000 that I don't need to save necessarily, that I can use from a different platform or my earnings from Daisy, and could have made 50 or 100 times my money, I'm going to be pretty disappointed that I didn't go in higher, because this is now becoming a life-changing money opportunity, in my opinion. If you went in big to Daisy in the beginning, I think Endotech can be life-changing money. And if you promoted really well and got people involved, I think it could be life-changing money. But this, just buying Daisy tokens, getting involved with the DeFi Launchpad opportunities that come in, these can really become, with smaller investments, life-changing opportunities. And obviously, the more that you push them, and go in as high of a level as you can, buy as many tokens as you can, you will benefit. And again, in my mind, I have not seen yet how you can really lose, because it's been told to us that we will get in at 10 cents. It's been told to us it will launch at $5. And there is no way that I see that it can go down immediately, even if everybody's allowed to dump, um, 5%. Everyone dumping 5% is not going to get the coin to drop. And that's not even possible because everybody's still holding 95% of their money. And at that 5%, just doing the math, no matter what level you go into, you are already at 2.5 times your money just with that 5%. And you still hold 95% of the tokens. That's incredible. So using that $1,500 example, you buy 50, you're at level 4. You buy in $1,500 worth of Daisy tokens. That will give you 15,000 tokens. Okay. Let's say that on launch day, I don't think they're going to let you on launch day. I think they're going to make you wait a month. But let's just say on launch day or a month later, you're able to sell 5% and you decide you want it. Now, let's assume it doesn't even move from $5, which I don't think was going to happen because when it launches to the public, it will move. It should go up and it should go up significantly. But let's assume it's still at $5. So that $1,500 is worth $75,000. When you sell off 5% of that, you will make $3,750. So you will make your $1,500 back and another $2,250 if I'm doing my math right, as well. So you will make 2.5 times your money instantly, and then you still have tokens that are worth over $70,000. So you are in profit a couple $1,000s, and you still have $70,000 worth of tokens. There is not another opportunity out there like this. If you are in Daisy and not thinking about getting Daisy tokens, you need to think again, or you need to go to the doctor and get your head checked because this is an incredible opportunity. And if you're seeing this and you're not in Daisy, please check out one of my earlier videos that I've done on the Daisy opportunity and get your butt in this thing before the end of the month. Because once July 1st comes, if you're not in Daisy, you not only can't buy the Daisy tokens at 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, or $1, you have to wait for public launch, but you also have completely missed your opportunity to participate in the pre-launch of any of these other opportunities. And remember, you don't have to go into any of those you don't have to go into any of these other opportunities. But wouldn't you want access to them? Wouldn't you want to be that one of that first, what are we at, 110,000 people? Wouldn't you want to be in the first 110,000 people that finds out about every amazing, pretty much not every amazing, but most of the amazing DeFi platforms that are launching before anybody knows about it? Or don't you want to have access to it when it's below market value, below what it's going to launch at? I know I do. So I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover. I'm going to take the opportunity to answer any questions. If there are any questions, clarification on dates and all of that, I will go through, actually, before I do the questions, I will go through the dates again. Again, if you are trying to get gold Pacesetter or just trying to move up to that next generation, you have until June 12th at 11:59 p.m. UTC time, which is 5 hours later than Eastern Standard Time. That is when that 30 days will end. Okay. In terms of upgrading, in terms of getting into Daisy and upgrading, you have until June 30th to get into Daisy or to upgrade Daisy to determine how many tokens you will be able to buy. And then on July 1st, we will have first access to that 10 cent Daisy token. And then after that, it'll go from 25 to either 50 or 75 and then to $1. And then it's going to launch to the public at $5. And then I understand that I believe August 1st, it will be released to the public. And also by then we will know what at least one, if not two of the other platforms will be we'll be launching the first one or two platforms that'll be launching on the DeFi launchpad. So that's the time frame. Get in where you fit in, but this is definitely an opportunity where you want to bump up where you can, get in as many tokens as you can, and secure your spot because this opportunity will end. When July 1st comes, if you're not in Daisy, you cannot buy Daisy tokens on July 1st. You will be able to buy them at $5. If you are not in Daisy by June 30th, you will not have access to any of these early DeFi launch pads, DeFi opportunities that are launching on the launchpad. So even if you can only get in at $100, you're not in Daisy yet, and you're watching this, get in at $100. Secure your 1,000 tokens. Secure your opportunity to have access to these other opportunities that are coming. If you're already in Daisy and you really wanted to get to tier 7, but it's just not possible, and you're at tier 4, get to tier 5, get to tier 6. Do what you can to get as high as you can, again, without, dipping into money you shouldn't be dipping into, but get in where you can, because this is going to be big. There's a lot of people who slept on Daisy early on. Those people missed out on some money from that first launch to the second launch. And then people who got into the second launch, they're still doing well, but they're not making as much as us who were in from the beginning. And then there are still people after that are waiting. If you're still out there waiting, now's the time to get in, because this is not Endotech. You can get in whenever, and you'll miss out on some of the money we've already made, but you'll still be able to make money. You will miss these two opportunities, and every opportunity that comes with that second opportunity, because of it. So any questions? And thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. It's my pleasure to take this time. I am, here. I'm down at my parents' house while they're out of town, actually, and spending a few days with my wife and my daughter out by the pool and relaxing a little bit and taking care of work, obviously, as well. But this is just too big of an opportunity for me to not come on and put this out here, because for those of you that are in my group for a while, and obviously I know you are, and you have been, I am all about the group win. I am all about finding opportunities where the passive investor can make a lot of money. And here is one. While yes, I'm recommending to try and bring in a few people to get yourself some extra coins, this can be this is something that will be great just for, the passive investor, because you cannot bring anybody in. You won't get part of the spillover pool, but you will be able to still buy your tokens, and you will still be able to, get access to these other opportunities. That was a great question. Thank you, because it was something I didn't mention. The question was, how will you be able to access and buy the Daisy tokens? So you will use USDT. You will use it through your same TronLink wallet that's connected to Daisy. It's very important that you use the same wallet, because that's how they will recognize your Daisy account. But it will not be through the Daisy back office. I understand either on June 30th or on July 1st, we will be given another website. So similar to how we put in daisy.global to sign up for Daisy, or excuse me, to sign into Daisy, we will be given a website. You will go to your TronLink browser or your TronLink Pro browser if you're a Android user, and you will put the website in. We don't have access to it yet, otherwise I would provide it to you, and you will put that in. You will then sign in to that site with your Daisy credentials. So you will use the same password that you use for Daisy, and that's how they will see who you are, see what tier you're at, and see what you're able to buy. And then you will be able to buy with the USDT, just like you did if you were in Daisy on the second round, the first major launch. If you're in at the first round, like me, we use Tron. But as you guys hopefully know, they no longer uses Tron because of the fluctuating, value. USDT is the stable coin. So that way, if you have $100 in USDT, you will have $100 in USDT. You won't wake up tomorrow and have $97 in USDT. So you will just go to the link that we send. Obviously, I will put it in the Telegram group, the Facebook group, the Facebook chat. It'll be everywhere. As soon as it's available, you just put that in the browser. You log in with the same password, and then it'll be just, from what I understand, a couple clicks of a button to decide what tier you want to buy and how much and then it'll take the money right out of your wallet, just like Daisy, and then you own the tokens, and that's it. Very good question, actually. It says, are you confident with the developers, et cetera? No delays or hiccups like before. Yes, I'm very confident with the developers, and I'll tell you why. So when the site was originally, made, um, it was made by different people than the ones that fixed it. The people that they brought in to help with one of the audits was who they ended up hiring to fix the system. The system now works perfectly from what I've seen. Everything, all the information is accurate in the back office. Connections fine. Withdrawals are working well. Automatic withdrawals are working well. Deposits are working well. Upgrades are working well. Everything's working well. So the company that did that, the guys who basically fixed Daisy, are the ones that developed this DeFi Launchpad. So I'm very confident in them because they are leaders in this area of technology, and they're the ones that made Daisy, I don't want to say a reality, but made what the vision of Daisy actually come true. Because as we know, the first time there was technology issues. So yes, I feel very confident because these are the people who found what the problems were in Daisy, fixed the problems in Daisy, and came up with this idea to do this DeFi Launchpad. And the DeFi Launchpad is just going to be used to help launch these other things. All that we're really doing on July 1st is buying tokens. So that should really be very, very, easy compared to what they just accomplished with Daisy. And for those of you that don't know about the problems with Daisy or are concerned because of the problems with Daisy, um, one thing, and I said this through the process while we were dealing with the problems, fortunately we're past them now, is when you are doing groundbreaking things and you're changing the way things work, there's going to be problems. You can be someone who sits back and waits for things to work perfectly, or you can be someone who's in early because you want to be in that first group of of revolutionary things. These are really revolutionary things, and the people who stuck through it, who got in the beginning and stuck through it, we've been finally rewarded. If it's from referrals and the comp plan, but even if you didn't refer anybody, you're being nicely rewarded from the trading, and now we're being nicely rewarded with this new opportunity that's coming now with the Daisy token and the Daisy DeFi launch. Good question. If I had $5,000 extra, would I put it all into Daisy tokens? Well, you can't really put in, depending on what you can't really put in $5,000 even. So because it has to be a level. So there's not a weird break, but there's a break between 3,600 and 6,300. So I would, that's a really tough question because we do have a lot of really well-performing platforms. I think that question would also depend if it was me personally, because that's the only way I can really answer this anyway legally. For me personally, I'm putting money into different things, but I'm buying what I want in Daisy. I'm not letting other opportunities hold me back. If I was one of you, which I'm not, but if I was, part of my answer or part of my decision would be based upon what I'm currently in. If I'm not in these other platforms, then maybe I would do 36. If the number's 5,000, maybe I'd do 3,600 into the Daisy, and I would put 1,400 into, MarketBot or Tron Case or CoinSwap or one of these other great opportunities. And if I'm already in these other opportunities, tough question because I really love some of these other opportunities too. But honestly, I'd probably try and extend to the 6,300 and get in the 6,300 level, and then keep reinvesting in these other platforms with your earnings, so that way you keep them going as well. Because these other opportunities, excuse me, as well as they're performing, they're not changing. MarketBot, as well as it's performing, Tron Case, as well as it's performing, CoinSwap, as well as it's performing, you're not going to miss those opportunities. You could miss a little bit of the growth on CoinSwap if the coin goes up before you put more money into it. But you're not going to miss those opportunities. we're going to have one chance to buy Daisy tokens at 10 cents. So it's tough to say to not put it in there knowing it's launching at $5. If we didn't know it was launching at $5, I would still be excited about all of this. I would still believe in the growth of it, but my opinion might change a little bit. Knowing that on launch day, we're going to be up 50 times our money, it's very difficult to say that you should put it anywhere else, in my opinion. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I will say the same thing to you that was said to me in the chat a little bit ago. I thank you guys for taking time away from your family, because as much as I'm doing this to help you, you're coming here to help yourself. And that's what this takes. You know, I can't do this stuff for you. I can't invest for you. But I can just get on. I can provide the information that I know. I can tell you as much as I know and why I'm excited about these opportunities. But you need to be here to listen to them. You need to watch the replays if you don't catch the live, and then you need to make the move to actually get into the opportunity. So it takes a village, as they say, right? So I am extremely blessed to have found these opportunities. It has changed the life for me and my family, but I am now on a mission to change as many lives as I can. So I appreciate everyone who comes to these calls religiously. I appreciate everyone who comes and watches the videos afterward. I appreciate everyone that's active in the chat on these opportunities, because it's only going to help you. It's only going to help the group, and it's going to help the overall success of everyone. And then in terms of where I post stuff, so there's a couple main areas. We obviously have a Facebook chat that most of you are in, but we are maxed out in the chat. So we are really trying to get people over to the Telegram so that we can grow this family even bigger. Most of these, groups and leaders don't do a chat. They just have a page. I like having the chat. I like that interactivity, not just among me in the group, but everybody in the group, and helping each other and working through things together. And I do have a YouTube channel as well. It is the Berman Investment Group. I can put that in the chat after this call. I believe it's just whatever it would be / YouTube / Berman Investment Group, I believe. But I will put it in the chat after this. And I have videos up of every Zoom that I do. I haven't put up the one from yesterday yet because I haven't had a chance to edit it yet. It's going to need some serious editing because of my technology issues. But all of the videos I do. There's more than one on MarketBot. There's a couple on Daisy. There's one on Hyperfund. There's one on Tron Case. There's one on 7K. There's one on the Amazon opportunity. So definitely check those out. And of course, I'm here to help anyone when they need help. So again, I appreciate everyone's time. We have someone joining us. We're going to be a little bit late there. But I appreciate everyone coming. And I look forward to the continued success. We have an incredible platform, portfolio of opportunities right now, and they're all performing extremely well. And I'm just very excited to be a part of this and to be able to bring this stuff to you. And like I always like to say at the end, let's go big together. You guys have a great night.